Welcome back to the garage. Today we're fitting this clutch cable to this S1000R. So I'm going to show you how I go about doing it. Stick around, stay tuned. Right then, as you can see, the tank's now off, side panels are off, the seat was off. I did record that, but the battery had gone dead in my transmitter. Yeah, so I would have put it in, fast forwarded it. So now I'm going to get this off. First thing off, orange crash bung. Then we go back to the T20, just undo the two screws that hold it on. Right, so that just pops off the bungs. One side panel off. So that improves the access that I've got. I'll show you that. Improves the access I've got here, where the clutch cable end connects. So next job for me then on this is up here at the lever end. I now need to remove my handguard so I can get to the lever behind to start doing the cable job. And on this, there's an Allen key that end, and it's connected to a bar at this end. The bar is going to be the bit that's in my way, so I'm going to have to take it off at the bottom of the mirror. Just slide that collar up. 17mm spanner. Turns out my screen's in the way as well. So I have to take that off as well. So that's the mirror off. Which has now loosened the bar which connects the handguard on. So this end just needs the Allen keys. That's the handguard removed. Right then, now we're on to finally removing the clutch cable. Right, so under here, need a little tiny Allen key. Just undo this little bolt that holds this little spring plate against the clutch adjuster. So move that out of the way. And to spin this clutch adjuster all the way into the lever. Just give it a turn, get it all the way in basically. The slot in the adjuster and the slot in the lever, they need to match up. So they are now aligned, so I'm going to leave that. Hopefully start to get this cable off. Right, so now we've done that, we've now got to do this adjuster bolt here, which I've taken a photograph with on my phone. I'll slot in. This is the other end of the cable. It says to remove the back end of it first, so if we can get a spanner on there, we shall. That's loose now, so we can do that by hand. So that's generated loads of slack now in the clutch cable. In fact, it's generated that much slack, it's come out the other end. We're back at the lever now. We've got to disconnect the cable from the lever. Right, that's now disconnected. And then, once that's disconnected that end, we need to disconnect it this end as well. It's literally just push it down and pull it out. There we go. This bit is now the fiddly bit, because you need to chase the route of this cable, because this cable goes out through that hole and up round through the handlebars up there, and it comes here through the handlebars. So you need to remember where it goes, because that's where the new cable is going to go through. With the second side fairing panel off, you can clearly see the clutch cable here. It comes through, goes underneath the frame there, and through out of there. I might, if I can feed it through, let's have a look. Yeah, so that's come through the handlebar section. Does she go through there? Yes, she does. Then she goes through there. So I'm just going to leave that there at the moment so that I can guide the new one there, so I know exactly where the new one goes in relation to the pipes on the other side. And then all I've got to do is feed the new one in. Brilliant. Right then. So we've got the new cable. I'm going to follow the path through just to make sure it's definitely the right size cable. I've been laying it side by side now. It's identical, so I've got no issue with this fitting. I'm just going to follow the path of the old one, so I know it goes exactly where it should. So it goes up through that hole. A little bit fiddly this. Come on. So goes through there. So I'm going to take that out of the way now. And then that went into there. It's like a little holder type thing. Yeah, that goes in there. And then she went under there, so I'll feed that in. How do I get that in there? Right then, as usual, nothing's ever as simple as it seems. So in here, if you can see that, just down there, that is a clip where the clutch cable needs to pass through. Now with the old one came out nice and easy. The new one, I need to unscrew that torque socket, Torx bolt to get it to slip under and slip that back on. So that means removing the handlebar clamp. Didn't think I'd be able to do, I thought I'd be able to do it without doing that. Clearly not. So we need to unloosen these, move this out of the way, undo that, and then we're back up here where we connect it back into the adjuster. So I'm going to have to get on with that now. So before I move that, just in case there's no marker, I'm going to put a bit of electrical tape both sides to keep it in the parameter. So I've just marked that with 2 bits of blue electrical tape up against where the clamp sits. So if the bars move, I'm now going to go back into the correct place. That's a beautiful made piece of kit, that is. Right, so I'm just going to slip the bars off. And then I'll go undo this. Now. Yes, it is. It's the T20. Meet me out on Tybee. Just enough to be able to fit the cable underneath it. It's a lot of messing about just for a clutch cable. So there we go. So before I do that up tight, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop the end of the clutch cable in the back of the lever, so I know I've got it all in the correct place. So thread it through the slot, And then at the bottom of the lever, there is its home. It just pops in and then the cable goes along. Do that back up now. Just do them up loosely, then get it all adjusted to where you want it. And then it should be alright. You can see I'm doing these up by hand at the moment. So now you've loosened these, you need to torque these up. Right, so before we go any further, let's torque them back to 19 Newton meters on the old torque wrench. So just put 19 on the scale, which is there. This is another job I didn't think I'd have. Feel about right, it's about there. We'll soon see when I go out on my first trip whether it's all correct or not. So this end here, slot the old cable holder in there, like that. There we go. And then that will go in there, and there should be a lock nut on the back of that, so we'll just spin that up. So what I've done here is, I'll move the camera, as you can see down here, we've got a lock nut on the end, which we pinch up, and then the other side is an adjuster, so we've got all this thread here. I've taken all the slack out of the cable, this end. Then, obviously the cable goes round up to this end. She's been put into a clip under there, and then she's in here, and that is now pretty much bang on. The free play is correct in there. Oh. The span's correct. All I've got to do is just tighten that back up. The little clip that was there. Where have we gone? There. And that's it. So hopefully we've got this job done. So the next job for me to do now is to put the old tank back on, all the side trims, the seat, and make sure everything works fine. So I'll get on with that now. Right then, job number one is going to be tank back on. So, as before, just be gentle. Then under here, we've got a collection of electrical gizmos to connect. So you go there, that way. Yeah, you went there, that way, and then the fuel, you just went. Now they're all in place, you just drop the tank back in. Just make sure that that fuel line hasn't been crimped on its way down. That's the big long bolt through the centre for the tank. Just pinch that for now, because I just want to make sure the other two are going correctly. So do these two side bolts up, which are two T30s. Just pinch that up. And then the 10mm bolt across the middle. Now we're happy that's on, so we can give that a pinch as well. So before we move on from the tank, we've got two breather pipes just to connect. One goes here at the top, and the other one is on the other side at the top as well. Right, that's the tank all nice and secure, covering all your fingerprints, but it's secure. Next we've got the side trims. There's a hook here on the side of the tank, goes into the back of one of the side trims. And there's a little rubber bung, clips into place like so. And then it bolts on. Some of the other bolts required line up with the tank cover as well, so I'm going to put that on as well now. So this just slips on. I want to remove the seat, I did explain. Let's tell you again, it's basic job. Little hook there, goes under that 10mm bolt you had for the tank, and on the bottom, two bolts go in the back. Right, job done. Thanks for sticking around. So there we go. That's how I do the clutch cable on my BMW S1000R. Said this before in all my other garage videos, I'm no mechanic, so if you're doing these jobs based on these videos, that's up to you. But if in doubt, seek trained help from a professional. So, bit of a faff that one. There's loads of bits to take off, like the tank and the side panel and the seat, and then my mirror and bits and bobs like that. But it's all back together now, all good. So I might nip out and give that a try. Quite happy with that, to be honest with you. So, thanks for watching. See you back in the garage another day soon. Ta-ra.